Okay, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Addison. Michael, I'm just letting everybody pop on real quick, at least get a few people on here. Good morning, Patrick. I'm running late because Gabe woke up and I was trying to calm down the 4-year-old so that I can push live. I hope that everybody had a fantastic evening, fantastic 2nd of January 2018. It was a pretty slow moving day for me. I got a lot done, but took it to be more family oriented day. So went back to work today. Morning, Amy. Everybody hear me okay? I feel all clogged up. It's still like in my head. Oh, there's something to talk about, right? Being in your head. I'm gonna pop in a cough drop and let the party get started. Okay. I was sitting here before Gabe started screaming and was looking at hustle time. Yeah. I was just thinking about, yesterday I was running all over the place and I had my mom and was doing different stuff. And I talked to a friend of mine about different changes going on in her life. And at one point she's telling me about all this different stuff. And I'm like, you realize you just gave me my conscious coffee for tomorrow? And she's like, you're still doing conscious coffee? And yeah, still doing conscious coffee. Gonna do it all of 2018. And I was giving her all that stuff. And she's like, well, you're really committed. I'm like, yep, I'm committed. It's time to make changes. It's time to grow things. It's time to do things. Actually, just let everything flow the way it needs to flow. So get with the plan kind of thing. But she was telling me she's got all these goals and desires and things that she wants to do, things that she's wanted to do for years. This cough drop is too big for my mouth. And she was telling me about all the stuff that she was wanting to do and all these goals that she had. And she's like, I don't know if you saw or not on Facebook, but my mom's dog died and Friday, and my cat died on Monday, and this happened and that happened. And since this other tragic event happened, which was about maybe 3 weeks ago, this other thing that happened, she's like, all this stuff is just dying off. I started laughing, and she's like, I know, you told me, your insight was saying that it was because I want to make this move, and I kind of set everything in motion, the things that my desires that I've written out and that I've put in. My cat died. I've had my cat for 18 years. And I love cats. I love animals. I love, I understand animals are our family. We love them. But I thought it really interesting. What I noticed and what I told her, I said, this is going to be part of my conscious coffee in the morning, was that she was in the midst of, one message she's saying to me, how much she's wants this stuff. And then there is the letting go of the world that she has right now to achieve the world that she wants of tomorrow. And that's where I was like, okay, that's a great topic, because I think that especially in January of all months, we're all really focused in on trying to create a year that is different than the last 5 years of our life. potentially different than our entire life. So when we look at things like that, it's, we sit around and we can have all these great thoughts, and we can really focus in on our thoughts, and we focus in on our feelings. And then we really are not prepared for the time of completion, as I'm calling like this little Facebook Live, because it really is that if we want to have things move forward, if we want the life that we are proclaiming, that we are, you could almost say, commanding through our thoughts and feelings to come in. So we want that relationship to come in. We want the money to come in. We want the move to come in. We want the new house. We want the car, the job, the better health, the what have you. That all translates to that our world of today, the world that we are sitting in right now, in this very second, has to change. So we have to have certain things that we don't even realize really are in transformation, transition, movement, complete their cycle so that we can fully move forward. And I sat here and I was like, okay, so great. I got the cat, I got the dog to share. I can tell my friend's cat dog story. Talk about completion, not that completion is something that you can't talk about, but then I looked over at my mother yesterday. With her dementia, she asked me about the same book probably 15 times in about 10 minutes. And she kept picking it up and she kept handing it to me all day yesterday while she was with me. I'm like, yes, Mom, I know. Yes, Jim Rohn is awesome. Yes, yes, yes. And she's like, is there a way that I can get a book like this? So this morning, because she had picked up this book and set it back down and then left it sitting in where it was not supposed to be, it's now sitting next to my computer here. Obviously, there's a reason for everything, right? So my mom brought me some quotes up this morning. And the name of the book, just so that everybody has it, because I love sharing books. Because I'm such a book person. I love reading. But this is from Jim Rohn. There we go. The 5 Major Pieces to the Life Puzzle by Jim Rohn. I love Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is, in my opinion, was one of the great teachers. But he has tons of books out there. Some fantastic audio series. And the one thing that he always drives home is the realistic perspective of what exactly needs to happen in order to have the life that you want. And that's why, like this is, let me just give you what he has. My highlighter wasn't working that great this morning. He says everything in the world around us was finished in the mind of its creator before it was started. The houses we live in, the cars we drive, our clothing, our furnishings, all of these things began with an idea. Each idea was then studied, refined, and perfected, either mentally or on paper, before the first nail was driven or the first piece of cloth was cut. Long before the idea was converted into a physical reality, the mind had clearly envisioned the finished product. The human being designs his or her own future through much of the same process. We begin with an idea about the future, what the future will be. Over a period of time, we refine and perfect the vision. Before long, our every thought, decision, and activity are all working in harmony to bring its existence of what we have mentally concluded about the future. So what we've been talking about all the month of December, the last couple of days of January, has been about the thinking and the healing and the creation. So we've got that plan down, and hopefully, as I know I get messaged by a few people about some of the different homework things that I just randomly pop up with during a talk. But some of the things that you can do to kind of like really get the plans down on paper so that you can start to manifest the vision that you have, bring forth the feelings that you're feeling into a physical reality. But what do you do as the world that you're living in starts to fall away? Or might even feel like it's imploded? Because a lot of the time, good morning, Kunit Everson. A lot of the time, what we have to have, if we really, really want that world that we have in our mind to happen, we have to be willing to let go of the world that we are. In my girlfriend's case, she's got her cat died of 18 years, and her parents are going through different stuff. And she's had a job loss recently. She wants to move out of state. She wants to move a long way away. And her desire, her goal has been to move a long way away for years. But over the course of the last maybe 6 months, I've seen her get a real clear focus about things, and she's doing things a little bit differently. And as I was telling her, I said, I think you're really in alignment too. And the reason why this stuff is moving this way is because it's basically pulling the tethers out of the ground that you have here. So the tethers have to be pulled, the cords have to be cut, things have to die off, literally. Things have to literally die off. They have to transform into new things. They have to make space. Anytime we want something to come in, we have to make space for it. If you're wanting a new relationship, one of the best things, if you're wanting a relationship, look around your living quarters. Whether it's a house, an apartment, you're renting a room, doesn't much matter. Look around your living quarters. Have you filled up every little nook and cranny with your stuff? Or is there actually space for somebody else to walk into your life? If you say that if you're single and you say that you want to get married, and you want to have, a long-term relationship come in, you have to make space in your life, really physically, by cleaning out physical space. So if you're single and you want to get married, I suggest you go to your closet and you look at your closet and you go, okay, is there any space in here for somebody else to ever move in? If not, start clearing some space. Get rid of the stuff that, rearrange your closet. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to get rid of anything. It probably means that you need to get organized and that you need to, but try to rearrange things so that you now have an opening. If you have, and it's quite simple, like somebody is dinging you. If you have make room in that dresser where there's like one side. If you have nightstands on both sides of your bed, clear out one nightstand so that it is empty and leave one nightstand with your stuff. It might seem goofy to do things like that, but I can tell you what, it actually works. You will be calling in somebody into your life that you wouldn't have had the space for prior, because you physically were taking up everything in your life, which means that you were mentally, energetically taking up everything in your life. So you need to clear out that space. You want opportunity, whether it is like, in her case, she wants to move states. So she wants to move states, and with some of the stuff that she's done is that she's worked energetically at clearing the space in her home. She worked energetically at clearing. She started to look at her work, and she started, because she's a small business owner, so she started looking at different deals that she was doing. She was looking at different opportunities. She started saying no to certain things and really truly getting into alignment with where she was at. And then she was keeping tethers in just certain areas. And what happened as she was clearing the space was that God came along and said, you're holding on to a few pieces that are saying, no, 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 I'm scared. I'm scared to move forward. If you really want to move forward, you have to let go. You have to let go. And sometimes we're not capable of letting go for ourselves. And that's where these tough circumstances happen. These difficult events happen. Emotional, physical. We might lose a job. We may lose a family member. We may break up with somebody. Our animals might die. You name it, different things happen. You want a new car, and then all of a sudden you rear-ended and your car gets totaled. And you're like, I was going to trade that car in. Now it's worth nothing, blah, 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 blah. And you're so pissed off because your car got messed up. But are you going to focus in on the fact that you were in an accident? Or are you going to focus in on, hey, I've been saying that I really want a new car? Because that right there gave you your new car. So know that behind every single tragic event or upsetting event, it has a design to push you toward what you're proclaiming that you want. And often when we really want something, we have to go through the death, which turns into the birth. Amy, and in the process of cleaning and purging the last week, our son, didn't you think there might be a reason why I felt that need to be done? Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a reason. If you're having a longing to really clear things out and move that, there's an energetic connection to it. The bedroom is going to be more focused in on relationship. If you're cleaning, and as well as closet is more focused in on relationship and clearing out the mind. If you're working with like your office, your desk space, something like that, now you're leaning more into your work scenario, cleaning things out, changing the energy up. If you look at living room and kitchen, you're dealing more with actually what is going on in your home, in that physical realm. Bathrooms are related to emotional cleanses. You want to purge out a whole bunch of negative charges that you've had with different things coming up. Go clean your bathroom. I get that homework out all the time. Go clean your bathroom. Your master bathroom. Like, go spend a really good time deep cleaning that and put something new in it. Because if you go out and you buy something new and you put that in a couple hours, you come back, you're going to walk in and it's going to feel completely different. And it seems like, how can going and cleaning one's bathroom change anything? I could probably give you a list of 20 people that I've given that homework to, and they would come back and go, oh my gosh, within that week that I cleaned that bathroom the way she told me to, my whole life changed. Started in the Yeah. So, and the more you work through, like what she's sharing, working through the whole house, that means like there's a humongous shift coming. Humongous shift. Hold on, but not too tight. Don't hold on. Don't hold on at all. Brace yourself emotionally, mentally for transformation, and do it with excitement, and everything will be fine. So, what the future holds will simply be a mirror image of our current philosophy and attitude about life. Mm-hmm. So looking at what you want for the future, again, comes back to how are you dealing with the present. And as we're going through these different events, as we're going through these different things in life, a lot of them may feel scary to us. They may bring up worry and concern. And the important thing to remember about worry, or if we choose the word concern, because a lot of people say, I'm concerned. Concern is Concern is just another word for worry, and worry is one of the worst liars in the world, would be the best way to put that. Worry is one of the worst liars in the world. Worry is just, it focuses us in on negative thinking. It puts us into the land of doubt. It brings up everything that we don't want. So it helps us manifest exactly what we don't want if we allow ourselves to sit in a space of worry and concern. Now, if you've just been given a horrible diagnosis, okay, you can be concerned. You can feel worry. This is not about ignoring what you're feeling in the moment. If you really truly feel like, oh my gosh, it seems like some bad shit can happen. Bad shit can happen, and it's going to bring up terror inside your body. It's going to bring up restriction. It's going to bring up doubt. It's going to bring up fear. All of these words actually come back to fear. Allow yourself to feel that fear, but then remember that the sooner you can get through the fear and hold on to the love, the sooner you can move through it. Thank you, Michael. Yes. Concern, doubt, worry equals fear. Never make a decision based on fear. Never. If you make a decision based on fear, then you're definitely not going to be moving in the direction that you want to be moving. Fear will move you in the direction that you don't want to go, because it is like walking around with a blinder on. You're not really truly seeing the picture from the grander picture. There, like I was sharing about my girlfriend's stuff, there is so much there that, and I have faith that she's moving forward in faith. And that's what your choice really truly is worry or faith. Do you focus in on the worry, or do you move forward in faith? A lot of people in today's world try to move forward in their life based on worry, and they call that being smart. I'm just being realistic. Things are the way they are. Yes and no, and more so to the no. If you focus on exactly what is happening in this moment, which you need to be very present of what's happening on this moment, but be present from God's perspective, not from the little you perspective, and even worse, from your ego perspective. And the ego will hold you in fear. The ego will keep you focused in. And some of you were on here, some of you weren't. One of the conscious coffees back in December, I was talking about standing in front of a painting and focusing in on one little spot of the painting. And that what we have to do is we have to step back from the painting, because you cannot see the whole painting when your nose is pressed up against it. So try to stand, and here's just to make the point. Anybody who's daring enough to go do this, go stand with your nose against the wall and see how much of the wall you actually see. Try looking to your left and to your right and see if you can see the things that are on the wall, the furniture, what your perception of the wall is like when your nose is up against the wall. The majority of people walk through life with their nose up against the wall, calling it reality. And it's not reality. It is this flicker of the moment of our life that is going to pass by. And there is a reason for it. And no matter how tough the event, the circumstance might be, it is but just a flicker. It's just a flicker. We're moving through it. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is going to hang out very long. And the more we focus in on that appearing negative event, the longer it will linger in our life, the longer we give it life. So if you want to move through something that is feeling uncomfortable, negative, not in alignment to what we think it should be, which means that we're trying to control the events and we're getting into God's way again, if we want ourselves to move through it, then the best thing to do is to step back from the painting, step back from the wall, step back. And this is one of those things that I can hear somebody on here going, oh, shut up. It's the whole thing of letting go. We have to let go and let God and let it move through. And how we do that is by moving our consciousness, our emotion, thus our thoughts, from fear to love. That's it. So, worry comes when I'll read this quote here that I got. Human comes when human beings interfere with God's plan for their lives. Don't ever find yourself giving something the benefit of the doubt. Doubt has no benefit. And I think that makes a very, very valuable point right there. Doubt has no benefit. But we just do not doubt where your life is going is what that is. Don't doubt your path. Don't doubt your desire. Hang on to it. Hang on to it with fierce determination and faith. And the word that I love to use, certainty, because I feel like certainty is more powerful than faith. And those who have certainty can wait with ease. I believe that is, I think that's Gabby Bernstein. So I think I'm quoting there. Gabby Bernstein. Those who have certainty can wait with ease. I love that quote. But certainty, faith, whichever word you choose, is the medicine that you need to move through the fear, through the worry, through the concern, which will come up. And I'm not going to lie to you. If you are doing the work that I've been giving for the last month, if you've been listening to the Conscious Coffees, and if you continue on this path of transformation and dedication to yourself and to your dreams and to your desires, you're going to hit some painful points. You are going to have some challenges. You are going to have movement in your life that will feel like Satan himself came up and handed it to you. It's going to feel rough. It's going to feel scary. It's going to make you want to shut down and run the other direction. That very moment is where you have to stand firm, focus in on what you want, focus in on your desire, and surrender a little bit more. And it's going to be the toughest thing. It's going to be far tougher to surrender more in that moment, fearing everything, than what is actually going on, to move through what is going on. It'll be tougher to surrender than to actually just to move through. But the way you move through it is to surrender. And that is not meaning that you become the doormat to the event, to the people, to whatever is going on. It actually just means that you become very conscious and you're moving back from the wall, you're moving back from the picture, and you're giving yourself the opportunity to look at the event through heaven's eyes, through God's eyes. You're getting back into your business, out of God's business, and into your business. You're letting go of other people's business because that's their business, not your business. And you're just releasing, letting yourself move through it. And that comes through looking at different possibilities, that it could be there for different reasons, tapping back into your gratitude, tapping back into your blessings, and knowing that in that moment, that your ability to look at a really difficult time of completion, because that's what it is, a time of completion, as a positive instead of a negative. So successful people, people who truly understand the law of attraction, who truly understand A Course in Miracles, who truly understand how to manifest the life that they want, welcome opportunities like that. And they walk into them and they go, I know this situation looks really, really crappy right now. I know this looks like really, really bad. This could potentially be really bad. But you know, I'm so fucking excited. I'm so excited because this means that I am that much closer. This means that something fantastic is going to happen. This means that God has really moved me forward, and that my desire, the thing that I'm really wanting, is right there. I don't know how it's going to happen, and I don't need to know how it's going to happen. But it's right there. I can feel it. I can taste it. I'm so excited because my garage just got cleaned out. My whole life just got cleaned out. God came in and went, hired a cleaning service in my life and moved this shit for me because I was not able to move it for myself. So God stepped in and moved it for me. If you look at things more like that, with that kind of excitement, with that enthusiasm, think of the car accident that I was just talking about. You're really, really wanting a new car, and all of a sudden you get into this car accident. Now, what are you focusing in on? Man, I have the shittiest luck. I can't believe now I was going to use this car for a trade-in. Now it's not going to be worth shit. Blah, 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 blah. Or do you go, well, I was going to go and get a car in 3 months from now. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but man, the time is now. Time is now. And that's what those opportunities, because every challenge, every appearing negative event is nothing more than an opportunity to move closer to your desire. So there you have it. There you have it. There's my rant for the morning. There's my conscious coffee rant of the morning. Step into the fear and surrender to it. Don't surrender to the fear. Surrender to the love that is underneath the fear. And surrender to your desire. Surrender to God. Surrender to your higher self. Surrender to your path. Whatever word you want to put there, I don't care. Just surrender to it and flip your, when you feel that fear, that worry, that concern, the false expectation of what you thought was supposed to happen, and you're getting something else. And now you're frustrated, you're upset. Take that and go, okay, that's what I'm feeling. And now I choose differently. And now I choose differently. I choose to be excited that I am a step closer. I choose to actually focus in on God having my back and moving me forward, and that there is a bigger, more awesome plan out there, and that I'm actually moving forward towards my desired goal. So focus on that. Okay? So as challenges come up, good luck to you. Hope you remember this little rant. I'll probably give it again somewhere along the line. It's an important one because we all tend to, self-included, tend to fall down in the midst of the shit that comes up. We tend to not realize what kind of flowers can grow from the shit. Out of some appearing crappy situations. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that I gave something to somebody out there. As always, if you find it in your heart, just go ahead and share this conscious coffee. Help me get them out there. Build the conscious creator community. We have a few people that pop on and pop off and everything, and we've got our regulars, our conscious buddies. So, but I am going to say goodbye to you guys, and I will see you guys at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, where we will see what God tells me while I'm pouring my coffee. Okay? I love you guys, and I will catch you at 6 a.m.